Welcome to Columbia, Missouri, and Faroe Field, named for the father of the split T, where the Missouri Tiger fans are hoping that they put together a big W. What we have in store for you today, a clash between a couple of SEC teams that could have season-long ramifications. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Tennessee Volunteers, taking on the winners of 9 straight, the Missouri Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Vols will boot it away to start the game. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So Missouri's offense takes the field for the first time today. And this wide receiver, he's the linchpin to the offense. They want to make sure they find a multitude of ways to get him to football.
And it's a risk-reward scenario on defense when you're trying to cover this guy, Reese, because you play man coverage, you risk him running by you and catching deep balls. You play too much zone, and then he can hurt you after the catch. A lot of different ways that this guy is very dangerous.
Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
And this guy's going to have to come through for you in this game. He picks up another first down, but he's your Heisman contender. He's the best player on your football team, and he's a guy that's just going to have to touch the ball a lot in this game if you're going to win.
That big explosive play carries them into plus territory. They'll snap it 1st and 10 from just across the 50. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
Now that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Snagged in the middle. It's Jones. They make the stop, but the sweet throwing catch is plenty to give them a first down. Mizzou coming out with a fresh set of downs. Handoff to the single running back. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. On the ground, it's Lacey. He's got enough for a Missouri first down.
Well, it's not a home run, but it's just enough by the running back to move the chains.
Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. To the ground, he's got it again. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone.
I'm amazed by this offense. This is how you set the tone for a game. Running, throwing on the opening drive, driving it right down the field. You just run to set yourself up now in 1st and goal. They are feeling it.
Missouri comes up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to power it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tiger. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So a scoring drive there of 83 yards and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. Kickoff team has the ball teed up and they're about ready to go. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Tennessee Volunteers offense will go to work for the first time today. And how about this matchup of a couple of guys who just don't get tired and don't mind being handed the football, Jesse?
And I love this matchup, too, because in modern football, it's all about throwing the ball and spread and tempo and air raid offenses. Let's go back to toting the rock, old school. Two of the best running backs in the business here.
And the defenses now, like, they know the challenge. They know these guys are going to tote it. They got to be physical, committing guys to the box, not letting these running backs have success today.
Discards a man.
Listen, defense is about energy. It's about passion. It's about physicality. They need a little bit more of that. Get the guy in the ground. You can't let guys break tackles. What could have been set up in a long yardage situation, now it becomes an easier situation because you couldn't get him on the ground.
He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. The Vols want to move quickly.
Nice job. Nice way to end that play for the QB. He does a really good job scrambling, getting the first down, and getting down. Because defensively, I'm trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that is a win.
You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. Looking for space. It's Lewis. At the 45 on his way. All kinds of running room. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening first and goal from the 9. He'll pull it on the read. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
Boy, he chews up yards, doesn't he? That was really quick, really decisive. Design quarterback runs are very difficult to stop, and you can tell he's got some ability to make big plays. And thank goodness they got him on the ground and it wasn't a bigger play than it could have been.
He's going to the right, looking for a path to the end zone. And he gets nothing, and this defense is not giving an inch right on the goal line. Trying to punch it in. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
And there just has not been a lot to write home about this year for this football team. Offensively, defensively, or even on special teams. Just not a lot of bright spots this season.
Mizzou has it back on the offense coming out on the field. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive worked.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Might as well give it to him again. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play. You've got to keep defenses off balance.
Afterburner's coming. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30.
I love this type of play because it looks like a jet sweep. The defense, they're a bit confused pre-snap. They don't know who has the ball, and all of a sudden, that guy with his speed is in the second level of the defense before the defense even knows what happened.
The Tigers will snap it on 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. They get him off his feet after a pickup of 5 down to the 25. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it. Leaves it with the back. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
Looking for space. It's Lacy.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Quarterback looking for just a crack on the sneak. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Well, there wasn't a lot of mystery on that one, guys. Just simple QB sneak to keep this drive going. They've done a good job so far the entire drive, keeping the chains moving. Nice execution on the sneak. Good push up front. Quarterback picked the right side to tuck it.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tiger.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
Lining up for the PAT. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Rice has the lead right now, but they haven't been able to separate themselves just yet inside this building that hosted Super Bowl 8. They're up by 4 over Tulane. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26. The Volunteers come to the line in the hurry-up. Just feeds the running back. Still running at the 40. Open runway ahead. The 20. Touchdown Vols! He broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch him.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
They'll try again on second down after the incompletion. And off to Jones. They stop him after a 6-yard run out to the 24. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Makes a diving catch along the left sideline.
Wow, that is a sensational catch, and I tell you, you make catches like that deep down the field for your quarterback, he is going to go back to you again and again and again. That was a highlight play.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break. The Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a 1st down.
You think about when you hit those guys on the move, man, he's already flying so fast, and I got to adjust my angle as a DB and make sure I keep outside contained, and it's a really easy play to run to get positive yards, especially in a situation like that when you're looking for the 1st down. You run that play, you get it. Nice, easy breezy.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The give to the tailback. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They'll have just enough time to get 1 more snap before the half. They're going to run it. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Missouri!
Well, this offense has been physical. They came out in this game with a lot of pride and the ability up front and the belief that they can block people and get it done. They are dominating this defense. 3 rushing touchdowns now in the game.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. They'll come out and take a knee, and that should send us to halftime. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Missouri will put a foot to it to start us in the 2nd half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Down 2 possessions to start this 3rd quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the 2nd half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
Got room at the 35. Really nice, patient job to find some running room by this junior. And the Volunteers in the hurry up.
There's an example of the offense taking advantage of all the attention the defense is giving this outstanding running back. Remember, he's one of the best in the game. They're expecting him to get the football. So the quarterback says, you know what? I'll just keep it. No one's keying on me. I'm going to get upfield and find an explosive play.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. And the balls are marching down the field. Off play action on 1st down. Fires to the big fella.
Got like that big, reliable security. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down, or else they are really in trouble. Now on the move. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. He wants to throw. Got his man downfield. Touchdown, Tennessee! You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, Will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
On the move from inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that play.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. Oh, look out. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
This offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the third quarter, march it down the field and score. There's no end in sight for these guys.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And boy, did they finish with a huge play in the passing game, scoring from 85 yards out. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
The Vols headed quickly to the line. The play action fake. Takes a hit as he fires. He makes a catch. And he's running in the open. Touchdown, Volunteers! And here they come, almost all the way back.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown, everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Fires and picked off. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Vols! This time it's the defense finding ways to put points on the board.
There is nothing better than being a defender. Seeing that ball in the end zone, your eyes get big as saucers. Go, jump on that puppy, secure it, get you a touchdown.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He goes out of bounds on that return right at the 20-yard line. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
At the 35, he's got room. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Phenomenal play call by the offensive coordinator. You're calling screen passes to take advantage of a good pass rush, and that's exactly what happened. The offensive linemen, they just let those defensive ends run up the field. Quarterback did a perfect job holding on to the ball to the last possible second, getting it out to his running back, and man, that running back had a convoy out ahead of him. And David, how demoralizing does it have to be for a defense when you know they're going to run it, everyone in the stadium knows they're going to run it, and still you cannot stop it?
There's nothing more demoralizing.
He's loose. Touchdown, Tigers. And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half.
Have yourself a day, young fella. You know why they handed him the ball a lot? Because he did that. That's his 4th trip to pay dirt. This dude has shown you a little bit of everything. What a great back. And 4 touchdowns on the day.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point splits the uprights. They're up 35-28. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Temple is darn near perfect offensively today. This is almost exactly the way they drew things up this week in practice. They're up 14 over Memphis. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. The Volunteers racing to the line in the hurry-up. The give to the back. Found that space and picked up 6 out to the 33. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. To the ground to try to pick up the first. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
That's the end of the quarter, and Missouri has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. First down to start the drive after the break. Gonna run it. It's Lacey. At the 40, there he goes. Hauled down at the 38-yard line, and a big pickup of 15 yards there.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
They'll try the run. They stop him at the 22, 15-yard pickup on the play, and a first down just outside the red zone.
How about the defense trying to slow this dude down? He's a Heisman contender for a reason. He's so difficult to tackle, and what a challenge. All week long, they knew that they had to key on this guy and really try to at least limit him if they were going to win.
Missouri has it ready to go with another first down. The handoff, keep working on that clock.
Well, this offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They'll leave it with him. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
It's really important at this point of the game late that they at least get a field goal here to make this a 2-possession game. So they're staying conservative. They're running the football, keeping it on the ground to execute that idea.
Yeah, and this offense doing more of what they do. This is the #1 offense in the country in first downs. They find a way to continue to move the football, run, pass, so much balance. This offense is so good.
Now down to the 12-yard line. It's first down. Running back searching for a hole. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri! That score pushes this out to a comfortable margin, and they are oh so close to a 10-game winning streak.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. They're just about ready to kick it away. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. Pulls it in. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off.
And that's a first down for the offense.
Comes out throwing on first down. Fires deep toward the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
Yeah, and that's step 1. Great job by this offense getting in the end zone. Now you got to go get the stop. You got to get the football back. You got to find a way to do something to create a turnover, get an onside, to get the football back, to get back in this football game.
They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Well, they try to go onside kick, but that's why they're called the hands team. Great job recovering that ball.
Offense set on first down. And off to Jones. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Single back formation, and they give it to him. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
And not a surprise by this offense, right? This is a game management type situation. I want to run the football. I want to run the clock. The clock is my friend with the lead late in the fourth quarter, inside of a minute. I'm going to keep this ground game going and make you have to look at that clock continue to tick.
From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. Never had a chance to get rolling after the pick, but he gives them the ball in prime field position at the 40. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Pressure coming. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. On second down, looking to throw. Complete to the left. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
That's a first down for the offense.
They'll throw it on first down. They're bringing heat. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. He'll spike the ball to try to save every precious second he can.
Incomplete. It's second down.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
That might be the nail in the coffin, fellas. This offense, they're trying to get back in the game. You're having to be aggressive. You're now going to have to start taking chances. An errant throw ends up in the hands of the defense, and I think that's all she wrote.
Well, this was an offensive showcase out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offense